How much money will Shemar Stewart make with the Cincinnati Bengals? Well, he just signed his contract, and his contract comes in at $18,969,276, which averages out to around $4.7 million per year, roughly, which that's a big piece of cheddar. And then he also gets a $10 million signing bonus, which will be prorated over 4 years of his contract and added into his salary cap. Now, we don't know the exact detail and layout of his full contract. Again, we just know the basic, tax of it. Comparing it to Amarius Mims. Amarius Mims signed last year a $15.371 million contract. He was, of course, one pick after Shemar Stewart, as he was the 18th overall pick, and Shemar Stewart was the 17th overall pick. Now, how the first round goes is the first pick makes the most money, and as you go later and later throughout the first round of the draft, you make less and less money. So, for example, the 17th pick is going to make a little bit more money than the 18th overall pick. Now, looking at the way we see Amarius Mims contract structure, it's going to be very similar structure-wise for Shemar Stewart, where, of course, we do see that prorated signing bonus. Mims got $8 million. That was prorated over that 4-year period. And then we do see how, again, 2.7, 3.4, 4.1, 4.8. It's going to be very structured, almost the same. Now, not every single rookie contract is the same, as the player does have to, with their agent, work out whatever rookie contract they want. But pretty much the principles are already set in stone. It's not like 100% done with, but you kind of have a general idea before the contract gets signed. Like, it's not, again, there is some ironing out to do, but it's pretty much, okay, this is a contract. Okay, cool. I'm cool with those numbers. Let's sign. Let's get it done with. Last year, we saw something weird when it came to this because of the fact of the Miami Dolphins forfeited their 24th overall pick. And because of that, it made there only being 31 picks in the first round last year, which means a player like Joey Porter Jr., who got picked at 32nd, pick 32, technically was a second-round pick, which messed up the whole flow, and also not only made it so he couldn't get the fifth-year option, it also made Joey Porter Jr. make less money. I think it was around $10 million less going from the 32nd overall pick, theoretically speaking, in the first round, to the 33rd overall pick in the second round. So because of that, it just messed up everything and cost way too freaking much money of a loss, so the Steelers had to make up for it, and he sat out for a little bit of time because he did not want to make less money. So again, it is very important to be in that first or second round pick type mentality. Like, okay, the higher your pick, the better. That's why a lot of people are going crazy right now with Shedeur Sanders, how he dropped to the 5th round. He's going to make a crap ton less money than any other quarterback on that list that was drafted before him. And, for someone like Shedeur Sanders, where people thought he was going to be a first-round pick, potentially a second-round pick, we're talking about insane amount of money lost because he did go ahead and drop all the way down. So it is a huge factor for players because, yeah, it's a huge difference in money. Now, how the 5th-year option is calculated, because, yes, we are going to have a 5th-year option on Amarius Mims, and we will have one on Shemar Stewart as well. If we go ahead and go over to this trusty dusty thing right here, which keep in mind we still have 2 days before we can, 2 days left to put a 5th-year option on Dax Hill before that does expire and time runs out. So if we wanted to pick up the 5th-year option on Dax Hill, we could. If not, he will be playing on the last year of his rookie contract this upcoming season. But pretty much how this works is a couple different factors. First off, it's basic. Second is play time. Third is 1 Pro Bowl, and then multi-Pro Bowl. So, for example, if a player does not meet any of the requirements below, they will be eligible for a 5th-year option base salary calculated from the average of the 3rd to 25th highest salaries at the position over the past 5 seasons. That's why we don't really know like exact numbers. We know kind of like a rough estimate of what they will be making, depending on, again, what the numbers end up being here. So play time, these players will be eligible for a 5th-year option salary calculated at the average of the 3rd to 20th highest salaries at the position over the past 5 seasons, provided that their snap counts over their first 3 seasons meet one of the following criteria. They either have to have 75% or greater and to their first 3 seasons, an average of 75% or greater over all 3 seasons, or 50% or greater over all 3 seasons. Obviously, 1 Pro Bowl, multi-Pro Bowl, pretty self-explanatory. And then, so that's how much the money will differ dependingly. Now, for example, this, again, 5th-year options here, if we go all the way down to Dax Hill, his 5th-year option would have been $12.682 million if we do pick it up. We have until May 1st to do that. If he would have went to multiple Pro Bowls, his salary cap hit would have been $20.186 million. So it would have been a huge difference, $7.3 million difference when it comes to his cap hit for how much money we'd have to give him. Now, keep in mind, 5th-year option is fully guaranteed money, so it is, insanely crazy. So, for example, let's say Shemar Stewart is an absolute menace. Let's say he is amazing. We're just going to go off of this, even though this, again, isn't 1-for-1 right now. But let's see, we're edge rusher. So let's say, for example, Jermaine Johnson, right? If he goes crazy and he has a fantastic upcoming, career for the next 4 years, his 5th-year option could be up to $25.452 million, which is very, very expensive. Could be as low as, 13.4. So it really, again, depends on how the player does and what their career looks like. At the end of the day, we'll see how this ends up turning out. Now, right now, Shemar Stewart is going to be ranking as 62 out of 253 when it comes to how much money he's making at the edge rusher position. So, pretty good money, let's be honest. But, I mean, again, at the end of the day, he has to work out. He has to, bust his butt. And we have to get our coaches to make sure that this pick is an absolute home run hit, as this is a team that can go win the Super Bowl, and we got to stop messing around and costing ourselves chances to go to the Super Bowl. Because, listen, right now is our time, okay? This is our chance to be great. This is our chance to finally get a Super Bowl to the Queen City. So, hoo-day, boys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I'll see you guys next one. Deuces.